anniversary. Happy Wild Wednesday to you, Watermelon Warriors. Boom, full power. Good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. It's always a joy, honor, and privilege to share my story with my community. Uh, Calm Unity, CALM, conscious, aware, loving, mindful unity. And today we're going to talk about faith. What is faith? Because this is something that I struggled with for a long time. I didn't get what faith was. What is faith? Because that was because I was up here. And it was till I woke up November 23rd, 2005. So it'll be 19 years here shortly. And I found faith. I found faith because at that point in my life, I was alcoholic. I was cocaine user, a heavy cocaine user. I smoked like a chimney, cigarettes. I had lost my job. I lost my place. Um, I had no money. Had no friends because I partied them all away. Uh, and my family didn't want to have anything to do with me at that point because I was a disaster. And then my niece passed, uh, Olivia Marie Talbot, and she woke me up. That was November 23rd, 2005. She transitioned uh, from the body to the spirit, and she became my guardian angel, who's with me now all the time. And just prior to that, in 2000, I had a niece on the other side of my family. I have a half family and a step family. And her name was Brooke Ivy Clapson, and she was murdered in September 2005. And she's been with me too. So those are my two guardian angels that power the ship, run the boat, they get us moving and get stuff done. And they've taught me faith because I went from here to here, uh, finding answers in the heart. Faith, faith, yeah, finding answers in the heart, uh, because that's what it's all about. Your heart has a brain, yeah, and your heart is 100% pure love, and it's unconditional. So so it's the purest form of information that you're going to get ever. Doesn't matter what person you're listening to, it doesn't matter uh, anything. The purest form of information you're going to get is from your heart, and that's a direct download, it's direct from source, from God to you. uh, God is another word that scares people, but it's gifting oneness divinity. That's what it is for me. God is the universe. It's the intelligence. It's the mother father, and the mother father God is here for all of us to propel us into higher dimensions. And right now, you need to have 100% faith in your process because a lot of things are going on this planet that are super crazy, super woohoo, and it's it's a time to self-reflect. It's a time to go in. It's a time to meditate. It's a time to do yoga. It's a time to eat good, to eat organically. It's a time to get exercise. It's a time to be barefoot. It's a time to be in nature. Hey, what's up? Buen dia. It's a time to be alive. It's a time to share your story like I'm doing right here, right now. And this is having faith in the process because I don't have this written down anywhere. This is just being channeled through me because I'm just the conduit. I'm just here to share the message that I'm transmuting to you. And this is about faith. What is faith? It's finding answers in the heart. I'm from Canada. I live in Mexico, San Mateo, Rio Hondo, Oaxaca. I've been here for 2 years. I've been in Mexico for 3 years. and I've been in my home for 2 years. Um, but I came from Canada. I left during all of the COVID stuff because I did not believe in any of it. It wasn't healthy practices, and I was being bombarded by nutty people. So I left. Yeah, thank you. I agree. I'm blessed. Mexico is beautiful. It's a magical place. There's real people here. They're all heart centered, which is what we're talking about today on the podcast about faith, about having faith. Yes, yes, I do. I smoke cannabis. Saludos. I've been smoking cannabis for 40 years. 43 years. I'll be 55 in January. Thank you. Yes, I do. I grow a lot of food. That's my thing. I'm a gardener. I garden minds, I garden hearts, and I garden um, landscapes. I love plants. I love people. I love heart centered people. I love people that are working on themselves. And that's what I'm here for. And by me sharing my story, you guys can what I hope to happen is that you don't have to make the mistakes that I made because my journey was not an easy one to get here, but I'm so grateful and so blessed to be where I am now because I'm open to do these things. Yes, it's a magical landscape. Very few people are doing live videos because what is number one fear in our human civilization? Anyone? Throw it in the chat there. Number one fear. What is number one fear? I'll tell you what number two is. It's death. Number one is doing what I'm doing right now. It's called public speaking. Yeah, especially live because you can't change it. You can't edit it. Hola, Lu. Au, pelotudo. Ah, yes. I'm not sure what that means, but fantastic. Thank you. Um, much love. And I've found faith through putting myself in situations where I didn't have any money, I didn't have any options, and I didn't have any 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 needs. This is what I've gotten down to. I've gone 24 days without having food on purpose, fasting. I did it December 2020 to December 25th, 2020. Uh, for 24 days, I broke fast on Christmas and I was so healthy, so high, so energized, and I did it on silence too. My guru on Salt Spring Island in Canada was Baba Hari Das, and he was silent for 67 years. So, one of my favorite things to do is be silent. I find that's where I get the most solace, it's where I get the most information, it's where I get the direct downloads from source, and where I get to share my message like I'm doing right here. And it's just being open to what is coming through at that particular time. I used to try and pre-plan things and stuff, but if I do that, that goes sideways. I just like to live in the moment, to be in the flow. What do I call flow? Feeling love over worry. I love acronyms. Feeling love over worry. Love living on vibrational energy. That's what we're doing right now. We're living on vibes. We're vibing. We're vibing. Because words, every single word that I say has a vibration, and the truth has a higher vibration than lies. That's how it works. And so when somebody is speaking the truth, you're vibrating, it's vibrating into you as real information, as opposed to when somebody's lying, it vibrates at a different level, and you can recognize it by being attuned to your frequency. What they're saying is not true, because people are they can only transmute what they're open to, and you have to reach different levels of openness. And it's all, none of it's about accumulating stuff, and it's all about letting go. It's about less is more, and that's the most challenging thing on on a planet that is 100% abundant. Everywhere here is abundance. There's just more and more and more abundance. uh, but we're also destroying our planet in the process. And in the process, we're going to get evicted if we don't stop. But thank goodness that's not going to happen, because we've passed that as a species. We've woken up. We're at a new paradigm. We're in a new time in human history. We're moving into the golden age. Yeah, baby, the golden age where we all get along and everything works out. Ah, woo! Full power. That's what I'm talking about. So it's up to you where you want to put your faith. But what I suggest is that you put your faith on you. You have faith in yourself. And the way to do that is to go into your heart. You go into your heart. That's where faith lives. Finding answers in the heart. Finding answers in the heart. It's your faith, and that is always available. It's always there. And so don't ever be discouraged. Always have faith, because something always changes. That's the most incredible thing about our planet and about this universe, is that change is the only true constant. Things are always changing. So if something's not working right now, give it a little bit. Keep working on it. Just give it a little bit. And guess what? It's going to get better. Things always get better. As long as you project that by putting that out there into the universe, saying, things are getting better. I'm getting better and better every day. Better and better every day. I get better and better every day. How do you raise your frequency? This is a question that a lot of people ask. It's by eating light, it's by intermittent fasting, it's by being in nature, it's by practicing meditation, it's by doing yoga, it's by being barefoot, it's by being present, being here now, being here now. That's all we have right here, right now. This is where your power lies. It doesn't lie anywhere else. The past is history. The future is a mystery. That's why they call it the present a gift, because it is a present. You have been present. You are here on purpose. You are a divine spiritual being having a human experience, and you have requested this. You volunteered to be here at this time in history to help humanity evolve and to move past this current state of competition into the next phase of collaboration, where we all get along and everything works out. And people are like, oh, we can't do utopia. Yeah, yeah, it already exists. And it's already happened. It's just a matter of time. Time is the grand illusion. Time is not linear, time is cyclical. Just like everything else in this universe, it's cyclical. Everything is cyclical. What comes around goes around. It's not linear. That's another lie we've been taught. So, being open to what I don't know, what I don't know, and I learn new things every day. I'm going to be 55, and I love the fact that I have this open capacity to continue to learn constantly, because I don't know what I don't know. And there's a lot to know. But you know what? You don't need to know everything, because when we're all tapped in together, then we have one mind, and we have the collective consciousness, and we can answer any question at any time instantaneously by tapping in to that consciousness. But that's when we're all collaborating and working together. And that's next. That's the next phase of humanity. Yeah, we made it. We made it to the golden age. And I've been working on this for almost 19 years since I woke up, and now I just see everything coming into fruition, and I feel it in my heart, and I feel it in my surroundings, and I feel it in my community, that life is about to get super good. Super good. Not that it's not already super good, but it's going to get super better good, which is even super better awesome. You know what I mean? Ah, woo! That's what I'm talking about. Full power. And it all boils down to your faith. That's what it all comes from. It all starts with and it all ends with. It's your faith. Because you can't have kind of faith. You got to have 100% faith. That's the way faith works. It took me a long time to get that. But I had to put myself in a bunch of situations that were very uncomfortable to get faith, because I realized every time I screwed myself over where I was completely fucked, all of a sudden something would happen and it would save my ass. And I was like, wow, it works. And it would be either I was outside in the cold and somebody would invite me into their place, or I'd find a nice dry place. I lived outside for 3 years, and I had some super challenges, but they all worked out. They all worked out. And I learned something from every single one of them. People called me homeless. I called it home free because I didn't agree with the society that we were dealing with. Um, and I still don't, because I'm at a different level of consciousness, because that's what I've worked on. I've worked on me. And that's the only thing you're here to work on is you. The rest is just part of the movie. And the movie is always going to play. And this is what I realized in my time, is that the movie's always going to be on, but I can change the channel and I can watch something else and I can watch what I'm creating. And what I'm creating is all of this beautiful food in this magical place, and a lot of joy. And I'm putting a lot of love into my YouTube channel. I'm putting a lot of love into my Facebook, and I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing my truth. I'm sharing why I'm like this, because there's not a lot of people that are like me, that take the time to share, because they're too busy. They're too busy making money, making money. It's all about the money, but the money's going to be gone. Bye bye. This is the only dimension where you need cash. Everywhere else, they don't take Visa, they don't take MasterCard. Yeah, no. This is the only dimension where that's been monetized. And it's going to be demonetized because it's not working. We're destroying our planet in the name of money. And the monetary system is racist at its core. And for people to not notice that is bizarro to me, because when you go from a different country to a different country, all of a sudden your money's worth more or less, depending on what? It's all the same planet. It's all we all have the same soil or different. Well, we have all of this similar things, but one country to another country is more expensive or less expensive. That makes no sense on any level, because it creates a hierarchy, and so it's got to go. Bye bye. And I know right now everybody on the planet's obsessed with making money. It's just like the number one obsession. Every post on my Facebook feed is, "You become a billionaire. You're a millionaire. Put 555. Put 888." And then somebody hits you up, and then you put that, and then somebody hits you up and says, "Oh, I want to give you a reading." Blah 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 blah. There's just it's just so convoluted, and we're all selling our souls. I want to share my soul, serving omniscient, unconditional love soul. Serving. That's why we came here, to be of service. That's why I'm a karma yogi, because we we work through service. And for me, my highest level of service is growing food and sharing experience and teaching people how to grow food and how to live better, happier, healthier lives by changing their diets, by changing their exercise routines, and by adopting, upgrading healthier habits, because we all have the ability to live magically. We all have magic powers, but not all of us are using them. It's because we don't take the time for ourselves. You have to do that. You can't you, you can't get somebody else to meditate for you. One of my gurus is Dr. Joe Dispenza. When I went to see him in 2020, that was one of the things that he said, which was one of my favorite things at his conference in Bogota, was that people were calling him and offering him large sums of money to meditate for them. And he explained, I that's not how it works. You can't pay me to meditate for you. But that's how funny we are as a society. How many people meditate out there? It's a very small number of people, because when you go in and you that's when you face your demons, that's when you face your shadow, that's where you see the stuff you don't want to look at, the stuff that you've been burying, the stuff that you've been suppressing. It's all there. And when you close your eyes, and all of a sudden it all bubbles up. You're like, ah, shit, I've created my own hell. But it is that. But we do it on purpose so that we can learn lessons. And when you take this time and you close down and you shut down your senses, you close your eyes so that you're not being distracted by the gazillions of pieces of information that are coming in just our peripheral, it slows everything down. And when you take your eyes and you roll them up to right here and just to lightly gaze at your third eye right there, that drops you into an alpha state. When you're in an alpha state, you're directly downloading to your subconscious, and so you can overwrite old programs, because a lot of people are running old programs, and we need to constantly defrag, reboot, and update our software. Most people are are running programs from their childhood. Your first 7 years of your life are the most important. And those 7 years, you learn all of your conditioned responses. And to this day, no matter how old you are, if something happened in those first formative 7 years, and you have another situation 50, 60, 50 years later, for me, that's the same as it was as when you were a kid in those 7 years, you're going to react the exact same way you did as when you were 4, because that's where you've gotten to in consciousness. You're still stuck. And I was stuck. I didn't, you don't realize it until you see it. Especially when you see it in your parents as they get older, and instead of having an 80-year-old mom yelling at you, you see her as a 5-year-old kid. It's a lot easier on your psyche, and it's a lot easier to digest. But that's like, it's the whole process of just quieting the mind, quieting your senses, and doing some introspection, looking inside, because everything that you need to heal came with the package. It's here. You don't need anything from out here. That's the whole trick about this whole experience is that we think that we need stuff in the world to fulfill us. That is 1,000,000% incorrect. We need nothing. We can live off the air. There are breatharians. If you don't believe me, check it out. Look it up. They exist. And we can do it. If one person can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. Anything I can do, we can do better. And evolution's real cool like that because every generation gets smarter and smarter and smarter. I see it. It's beautiful. You can't you can't stop it. That's how the intelligence of the design here is, and it's so brilliant. And it all boils down to what we've been talking to today, and that's about faith. And that's just right here. And when you realize through your heart, by listening to your heart, this is the whole journey of the human is to you start here in your heart as a young child. You start in your heart with 100% open, happy, just excited, just want to play. And then society starts to beat us down. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not tall enough. You're not fast enough. La, 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 la. And so you go from your heart and you move up into your head and you start developing anxiety and all of these social disorders because you're caught up in your head and you get really worried about what everybody else thinks about you, which is really super awesome funny because you find out when you get past that to the next level that everybody's thinking about themselves. Nobody gives a real rat's ass about what you're doing. It's a real important thing for you to change your life is to not care about what other people think, especially when you're doing stuff like what I'm doing right now, because some people are going to judge me. People always judge. There's always people that judge. And that's just because they would rather pull you down than elevate themselves. And I make a lot of mistakes, but I like that because I say the more mistakes you make, the sooner you become a mystic. And realizing that mistakes are for learning, they're lessons. They're not to make you angry and to make you have a temper tantrum. They're for learning. And pain is a really good teacher because you can't when you can't do stuff you gotta pay attention to your body. You really have to, and so it's all a practice. Everything you do in life is a practice, and faith is a practice. I'm not saying go to church. I'm not saying read a Bible. I'm saying that everything that you need is you. It came with you. You are the church. My life is my laboratory. My body is my temple, and love is my practice. That's my motto. My life is my laboratory. My body is my temple, and love is my practice. And that comes from my faith because I like to live as a minimalist with less and give more. God intended vibrational energy. Yeah, that's give. God intended vibrational energy. And God to me, again, is gifting oneness divinity. God is like the creator, the mother, father, God of the universe that has created us by intelligent design. There's no way the human body just came from a big bang. That does, well, everything came from sound, but there's got to be a little bit more to it because we are like, it's an immaculate work of art, the human body, how all of the different pieces are interconnected to allow it to do what it does. And for it's incredible. And it's a self healing machine. And all you have to do is have Faith, faith. Finding answers in the heart. Finding answers in the heart. All right, I'm going to tap back in. And so I hope that I'm being of service because that's what my goal is to be of service, to help people to live more healthy, happy, and harmonious lives. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I work on myself every day, and every day I get a little bit better and a little bit better. And I love it. For me, it's the journey, it's the challenges, it's when I have pain. Why did I do this? What's because, like I said, time is not linear; it's cyclical. And when you really pay attention to your life, you'll notice every month you go through the same sort of pattern. You can even do it week by week, how your emotions and how things show up and how you react or respond, and how you're empowered or how you're lackadaisical. And it's all of this stuff is cosmic. And right now there's so much solar radiation coming through us. It's just amazing. We're experiencing more energy right now than we've ever experienced on this planet, and I feel it like crazy. It's just nuts. I don't want to. I just want to fast. I just want to fast. And I've got all this food, this giant garden with so much food, but all I want to do is fast. So I got to figure something out because that's my next phase. As soon as we're almost out of winter here, it's still chilly, but as soon as we're out of winter, yeah, I'm gonna get back into my fasting. No excuse. I still intermittent fast every day, which I highly recommend. I've done videos about that. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I do a lot about food, a lot about the bioavailability of food, because a lot of people are eating food that is not bioly available. And if it's not bioly available, then you're actually not getting the nutrients. You're actually taxing your body and you're overworking your enzymes in your microbiome. And so you don't get energy. And that's generally what we do for eat food for is for energy. And the 50% of your energy is spent on digestion. And so if you're constantly digesting by eating food that isn't bioly available, then you're not going to have any energy. You're going to be, you're going to, you know, as opposed to, woo, for power. So life as a light worker is about living light thoughts, light food, light minimalism, light living. Uh, Bring the least amount of stuff that you can with you when you go, and just allow the universe to fill in the blanks. That's what Yeshua said. Come with me and bring nothing. Bring nothing. Bring nothing. Just allow for the universe to fill in the gaps. That's called faith. So we're going to end on that. Finding answers in the heart. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. I appreciate that. I love subscriptions. I love comments. I don't know if I have any new ones because I've tapped out. But if I do, I will respond to you. I promise. I appreciate your time. If there's anything that I can help you with, please reach out. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to help humanity move to the fifth dimension where I already live because I've done the work. And so I'm here to help you. Uh, I, that's why I've created Karma Healing Nursery. is to help people take themselves to the next level. Because by elevating each other, we elevate the whole planet. And that's what we're here for, to live, learn, and love together. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Ah, woo!